My name is Rai Rikomas. I'm from the 103.1 FM news team, and today we're chatting with Dr. Neera Parsan. And the reason we've reached out to her is because of a movie that's coming up called Aagman. And she and some other folks are responsible for bringing that to reality. Dr. Parsan, first of all, could you explain your role and responsibility in this particular production?
I am the artistic director of our company, Parsan Productions, and I wrote the script, and I did the music as well. I composed it and assisted with the production of the music and the songs in the movie. So I do I wear many hats in the production of this movie.
What exactly is Aagman, without giving away the entire plot?
So I need to give you a little bit of history, a little bit of background. So in 2016, my father passed away. And in 2017, someone really, really close to my family passed away as well. And she was an elder in our family, and she always used to tell us stories about her ancestors, and the stories that she would relate to us sounded like, straight out of a movie. They were not like the common stories that you would hear. I don't know what sparked that inspiration. Maybe it's losing someone so close to you, but that really sparked an inspiration within me, and I decided to picturize the story that she told us. And the story is really the journey of one main character on a more personal note, and the different experiences that she goes through, the different persons that she meets along her path. The point of the movie is really for one to connect on a personal level. And I feel when we hear a lot of stories about ancestors, or a lot of history related stories, we think about it as documentaries, and we don't ever really get to connect with characters. And I really wanted to bring forth a different view on this, using the inspiration derived from the stories that would have been related to us from our uncles or aunts, and mostly from my father and this person who passed away that was really, really close to us. We have a lot of cast members taking part, but some of the main cast members who play crucial roles in the film would be, so the leads are played by my sister Dr Neera Parsan, also Leela Mahavir, she's a main person, and her nephew Rudra Mahavir. Ashram Bisoon is also a main character. We also have Councillor Richard Rampasad, who has played a main character as well, and Chameli Shivana Prasad is another important character. Now, these are not people you've seen in theatre before, but trust me, you come and see the film, you will see immense talent.
You've also found some time to throw in some music songs that you have been responsible for the composition of.
My background is really Hindi and Indian classical music, which I studied, from a really young age, and up to this time I still practice my Hindi and my Indian classical music. And I know I've composed poems in the past, Hindi poems, and I used to, kind of put tunes to the poems, and I never thought anything of it. It were just things that were in my books. And when I decided to do the film, I was like, I need to find a way to incorporate my music into this, and I think the best way would be through songs, because I think how a lot of especially a lot of the Caribbean folk, how we work is, it's easier to remember something via a song. I think if you hear a song in like a film or an ad or something, that song will stick a lot faster than the dialogue or the words that you hear in like an ad or so on. So I thought that music would be a really good way to bring together the stories, and the way in which the music is done, it's done sort of like a Bollywood style, where the songs are used to help tell parts of the stories, and things are happening in the songs where you can see part of the story being picturized and so on. So the songs are really an immersive experience, I would say, both for the storyline and as for the viewers as well. And I do hope whenever the songs are released that the listeners and the audience can really connect.
To hear them, we have to wait for the release of this particular movie, and in the run-up to the release of the movie.
Yes,
what's
correct.
the plan from you all in terms of the build-up to release and the actual release of Aagman?
We do plan to accelerate the release of teasers in the month and a half leading up towards the launch date. I forgot to mention that all of the work done for this was volunteer, a lot of voluntary work, so no one is getting monetary compensation and so on for this. So I really think we owe it, to everyone who has taken part, to really do a good launch and a good premiere, which is what we're doing first. The date we set for the premiere of the film is November 27th at the Southern Academy for Performing Arts. The doors open from 4 p.m. and we're aiming to start at 6:30 p.m. You can contact Varuna at 399-3161 and reserve your tickets, because we do already have a lot of calls and persons are reserving tickets. Subsequent to that, we may have, work in progress with respect to getting it shown to a lot of the communities, because I do think that communities should be able to see it. But definitely, once you log onto our social media pages, we do have a lot of teasers coming up. We have a really good trailer coming up, so it's a lot of exciting things coming up, as we get closer to the launch date. On Facebook, you can follow the official movie page, which is Aagman Film TT, and our production page is Parsan Productions. On Instagram, it's the same thing, Aagman Film TT, as well as Parsan Productions on Instagram. So those are the social media pages you all can follow. We also have our YouTube channel, Parsan Productions, and we release the teasers and the songs and so on.
If there's one thing that you can tell to persons to sort of maybe convince them that they need to see this, they need to see Aagman, what would that be in a nutshell?
I have lots of reasons why I think people should come to see it. My main thing is Trinidad and Tobago has rich history, rich culture, and rich heritage, and we have unbelievable amounts of talented persons. So I think come out and see the film. You will see the immensely talented persons of Trinidad and Tobago. Every single thing that we've done for the film, every single location is local, and I think when you see the film, you're going to be surprised that this was a film that was done in Trinidad by Trinidadians on an independent film basis. So I really do hope to see, all of you at the premiere on the 27th of November.
जय गो